Hi, I'm Bob Rankin. I'm an artist, an art educator, and also a judge at times. I've been fortunate. I've juried over 150 shows in the Carolinas, Virginia, and also out in Colorado. And I've been asked many times, what do judges look for in a work of art? Why do some works get into a show and other works are eliminated? Well, it's a very easy process because good art is good art, whether it be representational work, whether it be abstract work, or a combination of the two. But they're always looking for originality. When I'm judging a show, I look for originality number one, I look for creativity, and I look for the fact that they can back up what they're doing with their own technical skills and expertise. I'm also looking for an incredible amount of self-confidence that the artist is exuding. Oftentimes that only comes about through many, many years of developing the craft. So I also have been fortunate to have been included in every major juried show in North Carolina. I've won most every major juried show in North Carolina, and I've been rejected many, 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 many times from every major juried show. It hurts. You know, we all have a certain ego. You have to have a very substantial ego in this business if you're going to survive, because you're going to be knocked down periodically, but it's all about the love of art and what it brings into your life. And that's why I continue to do it. It's why I continue to enter juried shows. As a judge, we're oftentimes asked to eliminate many, many pieces of work. For example, in a typical show, I might have anywhere from 300 to 500 pieces of work, and I have to narrow that down to maybe 70 or 80 pieces. That's a difficult process. It's easy to eliminate the top 200 or 300. Then it gets down to the finals, and what are we looking for? Well, in any juried show, you're actually looking at work that is lined up on a wall, lined up on the floor, and we might have 3 to 5 seconds per piece to let it capture our imagination. We're actually walking at a fairly slow pace, and that's our first part of the jurying process. So there has to be something within that. The originality has to step out, the color combinations have to step out, the difference in canvas or sculpture has to step out. What makes it an original piece? For example, I can use a very traditional subject matter like this and yet come up with a fairly contemporary flair to it, where I'm bringing my personality into it. That's what the judges are looking for. They want to see the artist personality. If you're going to use something from a photograph, that's fine, but you have to know where to depart from the photograph and how to turn it into a work of art. So that's the interesting part. It's always good to use photographs if you want to as a resource, but what do you bring to the table? Where does the artistry take over? That's the important thing. So other works of art, think about images that have never been seen before. For example, this was a statement of a beachscape. Well, I wanted something atypical, something that was not a cliched statement. And with that in mind, this idea came to me from my love of surfing, my love of anything that has to do with water, and being passionate about it. When I was surfing down at Wrightsville Beach, I was always amazed that on one side of the barrier island you would have these incredible breaking waves. Then you walk 100 yards, on the other side you have the serenity of the sound. And I wanted to show the contrast with that. Well, it's a picture within the picture, which creates a geometric form. And then I reference that geometric form with another geometric form where I'm burnishing the paint into the surface and then giving a directional device, for example, that line, which can be a metaphor for a mast, or it can just be a linear element that directs your eye down to that small vignette or that small soundscape. I affectionately call this sound wave, and that's done fairly well in some of the juried competitions. So stick with it, have a lot of self-confidence in yourself, keep experimenting, be as creative and original as you can to any approach, and I think you'll have great success. Keep at it. Thanks. I'm Bob Rankin.